Recording in progress. All right, everyone, this is Janti Amisha. Today is Monday, October 4th. It is 7:37 p.m. in Chicago, one of the most amazing cities on earth, right after Nalchik. And wherever you guys are, I hope you're having a good time. Let me share my screen. Oh, there's still more people coming in. All right. So I want to see people coming in, but I want to see my screen. So give me a second here so I can do both. And I want to see all of you lovely people as well. Boy. All right, I think I got it. Share screen. That's the one I'm going to share. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let me go back to gallery view so I can see all of you fine people. All right. So we're going to start with an important announcement. As you can see, on Monday the 11th, so if you're watching this and you're not here live, or if you are here live, on Monday the 11th, there is no class. I'm going to be with my daughters in Miami. We're doing a little 3-day getaway, and I will be flying at that time. I will be doing the Saturday class from Miami, from my hotel. But there's going to be no class on Monday evening. I will send an email reminder so everybody is aware, but I want everyone to know now that there is no class on Monday. And I'm sure some of you will ask, is there class Monday? Because that's how people work, but that's okay. All right. So how are people feeling with the speed so far? On the one hand, we're going slow, but that's so you guys can really internalize things. On the other hand, we're going steady, so you guys can internalize these things. But how are you guys feeling about the speed so far? Does anybody think we're going too slow? All right.
I think, sorry, was anyone speaking? Noor, were you saying something?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So I want to say that I think the speed is good because you know, after we learn new things, at least we get the chance to practice them in breakout rooms and by answering your questions. So I think by adding that extra component, that makes the speed really good, because then we have the chance to really really digest everything we've learned and practice it to really make sure we've gotten it down. Because otherwise, you know, if we were to go too fast without practicing, we would probably, like, some things would probably leak out, or like the opposite. If it were too slow, I mean, I'm sure like that's not the case. I think maybe it would have been a bit too slow if we hadn't had practice time, but we do, so that's fine, I think.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to start off with a recap. I just built this slide this evening, so it's a very messy slide, but I want to show you guys all the stuff that we've learned how to say so far. It's a busy slide, right? It's a busy slide. And by the way, I realized I'm such a dork. I don't have to ask you guys to take a screen snapshot. I can share the slides with you. So you guys, when you do your breakout rooms, I just dropped it into the chat. They're magically there. And I'm also going to remember, where is this? I can't do it right now, to give you guys the option to share your screens when you go. Okay. So Lydia, welcome. I just said to everybody, there's no class on Monday because I'm going to be traveling on Monday. I will send an email follow-up. And we're going to start off with a quick review of all the great stuff that we've learned so far. I know there's a lot on the slide, but nothing here is new information. This is all existing information. Okay. So, and I've added the Cyrillic to it, so you guys can start to get some exposure to the actual Circassian alphabet. Moving forward, I'm going to be experimenting with what we call dual scripting. So showing you everything in transliteration, but also showing you things in Circassian so you guys can get some exposure. Okay. So everybody unmute. Even if your video is off, I ask that you unmute because we're going to go to the interactive portion of this. All right. Class. Are you guys asleep? Class.
Sit.
نخفش. سرباتش. سشعالقم. سخجبسقم. سسترمناترقم.
وروباتش.
سسرباتش. Pej.
That's hot.
Sitch hatcha. Sa'apodus qasharquash. I was born that way. Okay. Class.
Sit.
Mer shalash. Shalem yitzer narch. Arpej. Class.
Sit.
Mer hash. Abreg hash.
Merpaj.
So, صحة. هوا. ستك. هوا. سسين. حمتك. سسين. سترميناتر. حمل روبات.
روباتش.
ترميناتر قم. رقم سسروباتش. Okay. إنال.
Sit.
What's sit?
Robotch.
سسروباتش. Arpej. What sit?
Sissy Shalem.
وصالش. Pej. George.
ده
خجبز. حمل روبات.
هوا سس قم سس روبات سس شعلش
وصالش. مارغريتا.
Sit.
مسمرفر. ثق. حمين. سمرف. مبديجن.
Smurf.
مسمرفر.
Smurf.
حمين.
Ticklish.
ثقش. هاج. سمرفر ثقش.
Smurf. Ticklish.
براندن.
Sit.
أبرق جدو.
هوا
هوا.
أبريك جدو
دغوة. ست أبرق.
أبريك هيتس
حش.
هس
Sorry, class. Sorry. دغوة. Job. Great. دغوة.
دغوا
أحمد.
ست.
ويتسر ست.
سسيتر أحمد.
حوا وويتسر روبرتس.
حوا عاربجتم.
دغوة. برزج.
Sit.
دنا والشقة.
Californium سشقة. سشقش.
والشقش. دنا وقش الخوار.
هجري كاليفورنيا سقشخوا.
Once. He's a little bit more advanced, so I pushed him a little bit. I asked him where is he? So you remember from last class, دنا والشقة. I am in a place. So he said California سشقش. And then I asked him, where were you born? دنا وقش الخوار. We'll cover that a little bit later in this class. And he says, Yijiri or Yichi, and also California. I was also born in California. Okay. Zanshawa.
Sit.
What sit?
Wait, say it again. It kind of broke up.
What sit? Washala Hama Smurf. What? Washala.
Wait, I can hear you now.
Washala Hama Smurf.
Good. Oh, me. Yeah. Sasashala.
What was Alice? Pez. What was Alice? Smurf. Smurfer. Thuk. Hamayin.
Smurfed sex.
Smurfsuksh. Pej. Noor.
ست
Smurf khajabs. Hamus ala.
سمرفش عالش
Smurfs alash. Sitch hacha.
مش أرقم
He doesn't know. That's correct. Yeah, we didn't say yet. So sarqam. It's not on the page. He knows that word. Okay. Aslan.
ست.
Az. Abraid Smurf.
حوا أبرج حش.
Abreg hash. Pej. Abreg tsuk hamayin.
أبرج ين.
ين.
أبرج ست.
Both are acceptable. Wa Aslan. Wa witsuk hamayin.
You're asking me if I'm small or big?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how to say I'm big. Sasi yen?
Sasayinch. You know it.
Sasi
Yeah,
yen.
you're doubting yourself, man. I believe in you. You should believe in you.
Thank you.
All right. So we got, is that Yamiz with the 5 o'clock
I'm
shadow?
actually small though, Jesse.
You're small?
I'm 5'8". I'd
Oh,
like to
5'8".
think I'm big.
Do you even lift? You big? I'm talking big like this, not big like this. Come on, you're from Jersey. You know what I'm saying. Yamiz,
ست
with Bashar, your brother. With Bashar Tsuk, Hamayin.
تسك تسكش
Tsuk. Wawiyin.
my little brother. I didn't know you meant that.
Okay. So he's your younger. Okay, you know what? That's acceptable. We say little brother. Washtuk.
Shanti, how do you say little but bigger brother?
Look our nakhin. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. It's like English. It doesn't make, it kind of is a little confusing, but you could say nakh siqashtuk our nakhin.
I see.
So qashtuk would be little brother. Awa would be but or however. Nakhyin. So to take an adjective like yin or tsuk, and you want to make it more, or you want to add like an er after it, we put nakh before it, right? So nakhyin, bigger. Nakhtsuk, smaller.
أربشقم أصلاً تسكش.
Aslan tsuks. Jaru umus.
Lucky they're at different buildings.
Jaru umus. Don't make him upset. Yamiz.
ست
Ham yitzar sit.
حم ست حم
Miss.
أو ح أبرق
Abreg. Shala hama khajabs.
حوا أبرق حش
Abreg hash. Pej. Lydia.
ست
What were robot?
نتا ساس روبوت
What were robot? Hunch was a wham quadle. Whatever you want. Or actually, if you want to say, I'll teach you guys a nice little phrase. Whatever you say. It's just like in English. You say, whatever you say. Zarjupper. Whatever you say. Omar.
ست
Nart. Let me find him again. Nart. Ala. Hamra Smurf.
ناتش علاش
Nart Alash. What's it?
ساسش علاش
Worry. You also worry. What's Alash? Pej. Tamer.
ست.
What would you do?
حوا ساس شالش.
What was Alash? Mesmerf. Mabdejum. Mesmerf. Tuk. Hamayin.
Our Smurf Chupam Amar Smurf Yin.
We Gurian.
Supposed to be small. Smurfs Truk.
Smurf Tuk. Pej. Dua.
ست
Mesmerf. Shala. Hamakajabs.
حواء سميرف Suk.
Smurfsuksh. Smurfsuksh. Arpej. Suksh. Awa. However. Ar. Sh'ala. Hama. Bena khajabs. Hama. Khajabs.
Oh, Shalish.
Anta pej. Smurfer sh'alash. Smurfer sh'alash. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I am going to drop. Oh, there's somebody waiting. Let me admit. I'm going to drop you guys into your breakout rooms. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to put you into groups of 3. Okay. I would strongly recommend in the breakout room turning on your camera because it is hard. It's awkward. It's strange to have a conversation with somebody whose camera is off. Part of the reason we're going to do groups of 3 is that there's more flexibility for people who just don't want to put their camera on. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, but it's always easier to talk to a real live face. So I'm going to drop you guys into groups of 3. All right. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes, and I want you guys to play around with everything that's on the screen. I'm going to give you guys the option to share your screen. And like always, I want to do something a little different. I'm not going to ask you to ask 3 questions and make 3 statements. Okay. I'm going to ask you to, this is a new expression, walk around the story. Okay. So the story that we have, we've got a boy, we've got a dog, we've got a Terminator. I'm a robot, even though I'm not pictured on the screen, right? You are a character in this story. The characters can be big, they can be small, right? You can say your name if you want to. We have a cat walking around. There's lots of things that you guys can say, all right? So I want you to take a few minutes and in your own words, however you want, but using only Circassian, don't worry about grammar. Just describe what's going on in the story and have fun with it. You can make characters do things I have not made them do. You can say the Terminator is smaller than the Smurf because he's a small Terminator. Whatever you guys want to do, the point is have fun with it and say whatever you want. Yes, Brandon.
Can you give us a short little model of what you would do?
Sure. So, okay. So I'll give you guys a little model of it right now. Let me make sure there's nobody waiting. Okay. So I could say, Mir hash ham yitzar abregs. Abregs alas. Khajabskum. Ar thuks. Ar thuks. Sa srobach. Sa siyins. Sa sajadukum. Sa khajabskum. Sa shalakum. Sa robach. So that's as simple as you have to go. Just describe what you think is happening in the story in whatever words you want to make. Don't worry about grammar. Don't just do the goal here is not to produce perfect output. The goal here is to produce the language, to get your brain thinking in the language. Okay. So I'm going to drop you guys into, let's see, there's 7 rooms. So let's see, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to pause. All right, so welcome back from the breakout rooms. And I am going to ask people to use the Zoom to put their hands up because I can't see everybody's visual face. I see Inal has a question.
Yeah, me and Yemiz had a question. So if we want to say, what is the boy's name? Yitzar is the correct term to use, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sit sh'ala sh'alam yitzar.
Sh'alam yitzar.
Sit. So the other way. Okay.
Well, actually, no, both are correct. Word flex, Circassian is very flexible. It's similar to Russian. It's very flexible with word order. So you could say sit sh'alam yitzar, or you could say sh'alam yitzar sit.
Okay.
Both are correct.
Whoops, so.
I thought we used chet for, like, when we were saying, oh, so we're asking what's the boy's name, we'd use sit, not chet, right?
Both are acceptable. In this class, because I'm starting from very beginners, I'm trying to get everybody comfortable with basic words. Sit, chet. In the diaspora, it's more common to say sit witzar. In homeland, it's more common to say het witzer. So for those of you who are using my mobile app, you'll hear the native speaker saying
Het.
het witzer. You can say sit witzer. Both are acceptable. It's just that one is more, it's like good day in Australia versus good day or hello in the United States. Very minor. Any other questions? All right, you guys are masters. Look, we've now had, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 hours of class, right? Roughly speaking. And unfortunately, I'm doing most of the talking, but you guys are getting a chance to practice. And so far, you know, theoretically, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You know, 30 little nuggets of information.
Wow.
And you guys can produce meaningful speech. So you guys should be proud of yourselves. You guys should genuinely be. Dawa, okay?
Dawa.
All right. So let's move on. We're going to keep reviewing. Don't worry. Do you still have a question?
Just remembered a question I had during the breakout room.
Sure.
I wanted to say I'm a big cat. Sasiyin jadu.
So you would say
the correct form of saying it?
So you would say, I'll point to the screen, and then Brandon, I'll get to you.
I'm a big cat.
You would say sasi jadu yins.
Okay.
So in Circassian, the adjective always comes after the noun. So jadu is cat. Big cat, jadu yin. And then you're saying I am sasi jadu, and you're making a statement. So we're going to add to the end of it. Sasi jadu yins. Okay.
Just want to point out you're not sharing screen.
I was a little kid.
Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. Okay. Let me share the screen. Sorry about that.
Group, yeah, George, who were
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out. So you would say, I'll just point out on the screen. Sasi, I am. Jadu. Then you say tsuk. And then because this is Eastern Circassian, Kabardian, we add sh to the end of it. Sasi jadu tsuks. Brandon, you have a question?
Yeah, I was, I guess in the breakout room, we had a sentence. I guess I'm big, not small.
So, sasiyinch, and it would be strange to say not small. You would probably want to say I am not small. Sasiyinch, sasatukam. It's funny, my kids, they speak 99% Circassian in the house, to me, to their mother, to each other. But every now and again, you'll hear them like insult each other and fight with each other. And so Osman, we call him Westman. So Westman will say to Sabina, what's the you're annoying me. You're upsetting me. What's the what could do annoyings? He'll throw it and he'll say, what baby nova? You know, so you know, you're a little baby today. And they say, Sissa baby, come, what else, baby? You know? I'm not the little baby, you're the baby. It's funny to see how they mix the language like that. What could do annoying Shnoba? You're very annoying. He's 6, he doesn't know the word for annoying. All right. Let me, you guys, my screen is being shared, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I want to make sure there's nobody waiting in the waiting room. All right. This is like mission control here, guys. All right. So let's continue on. All right. We started to get into this last class. Okay. Mus'alim yitzar sit. Narch. Okay. Mus'alim yitzar sit. if I say that, Salim, this boy, Yitzar, his name, Sit, what is it? Narch. Now, in English, if we're talking about somebody, are we always going to use that person's name?
No.
Our.
No.
Awa. We'd say
Awa.
he or she, or if it's a cat or a dog, we don't know if it's a boy or girl.
Ar.
We would say it. In Circassian, you guys know where I'm going. In Circassian, we have one personal pronoun. It's always ar.
Ar.
Ar. Could be a boy, could be a girl. It could be something we don't know if it's a boy or girl. It could be a living creature. It could be an inanimate object. It does not matter. It's always going to be
Ar.
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 Correct.
Ar.
Correct. Okay. So now we're talking about nart. All right. And nart dana ar nasich se'as. Oh. Class.
Good.
Dana nart se'a.
Nard.
Nart nasich se'as. Has. Lydia,
Sit.
what dana was se'a?
No New Orleans شقش.
New Orleans.
شقم.
Nasich was se'aqam. New
هوا.
Orleans was se'as.
انت
Egypto New Orleans was se'a.
انت يجيبستو نيو اورلينز شقش.
Halamach. George. Salim Dennis the Sha'ar. I'm sorry. Nart Dennis Sha'a. Wa Nashich was Sha'a.
Hawa Nalshich Montreal
Montreal was Sha'ash. Halamach. Noor.
Egypto.
Egypto. Noor.
Sit.
Wa Montreal was Sha'a.
Hawa sa New Jersey سشقش.
New Jersey was Sha'ash. Halamach. Dua.
Sit.
Wa Nashich was Sha'a. Wa Nashich was Sha'a.
Hawa.
Dana was Sha'a.
Se. New Jersey. Sishash.
Halamach. New Jersey was Sha'ash. Dua. Sit wada Ala. Helden. Wayne. Patterson. Sit wada Ala was Sha'a.
Se. No, Se Helden. Sishash.
Well, Helden was Sha'ash. Okay. So who thinks they know what the word for city is?
Allah.
Ala. Ala. Okay. Inal.
Sit.
Wari. Helden was Sha'a.
هوا. سسي هيلدن شقم.
Wa Helden was Sha'aqam.
وشقم.
Dana was Sha'a.
سري تورونتو شقش.
Wari Toronto was Sha'ash.
انت.
So if I were in Toronto, I would say Toronto Sha'ash.
شقش.
Okay. Aslan.
Good.
Then a Smurf.
Smurf. I'm trying to remember where he's from.
You can make it up. I didn't tell you where he's from, so you get to make it up.
Smurf Nalshish Sashash.
Ah, Smurf, Nalshish, Sha'ash. Smurf,
Smurf Nalshish
Sha'ash. Ar, Nalshish, Sha'ash.
Ar Nalshish Sha'ash.
Nart, Hawa.
Yeah,
Haya. Das war Rauch. Haya. Fa, Yijibsto, Nalshish, Sha'a.
Hawa. Hawa.
Dana,
We, how do you say we?
Da,
Houston.
Disha'ash.
Dishash.
Once. Halamach. Now I'm going to ask you something that's not on the page. I just want you guys to tell me if you know what I'm asking you. Figurihra.
I have no idea.
Okay. Who knows what I asked?
He asked you guys, do you guys like it there?
Yes. Do you like it there? So fi is you guys. Actually, fi means yours. It belongs to you. This is such a beautiful term. Okay. I'm asking you if you like it there. I'm asking you, does it carry your heart? Yigrihen, when you like something, okay. Gua is your heart. Gua, yehen is to carry. And we put a few other little fancy letters in there just to make it sound normal. Figurihara, does it carry your heart? Do you like it there? Khons, paz, siguapas. Ahmed.
Sit.
What? Yijibsto, New Jersey وشقة.
Hawa. Sta New Jersey. Sasha'aqam.
What دنا وشقة?
Sa San Francisco. Sasha'ash.
Oh, حلمتش. ويجريحرة San Francisco.
Kwadu.
A lot, much. كودو. خنش تمام. تامر.
Sit.
و Chicago وشقة.
Hawa. Sa Boston. Sasha'ash.
Oh, حلمتش. ويجريحرة Boston.
Unta.
دنا Boston. Where in Boston?
Back Bay. Sasha'ash.
Back Bay يجروح. Sa Boston سشقاش. I've been in Boston. Sa Boston سشبسواش. I lived in Boston. It's true, by the way. I did live in Boston.
Yeah.
Inal, you have a question.
You just asked them Dana Boston, and you said that means where in Boston.
Yeah, it's
Where
street language a
is
little bit. You could just to make it simple, Bostonum, like in Boston, Dana Boston, Dana was a Bostonum. Just to make it easy. It's not bad language, but it's not literary language. It's like, where are you at?
It's okay. It's acceptable. Dana
That's
Boston.
acceptable.
Yeah, I would say that.
Simple language. Yemiz,
Sit.
what are Boston was sha'a?
Hawa. Sa Egypt stew. New Jersey khas. Sasha'ash.
New Jersey khasam was sha'a.
Anta. Mer CBA.
Adiga Fisher Khasa.
Anta.
CBA. Circassian Benevolent Association. It is Adiga Fisher Khasa.
Adiga Fisher Khasa. Anta.
Brandon.
Sit.
What? Now shitch was sha'a.
Hawa. Sa now shit.
Then was sha'a.
Sa Mexico. Sasha'ash.
Oh, حلمتش. ويجريحرة.
That one's if I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can just give me yes or no.
Unta.
حلمتش. ويجروح. برزج.
Sit.
ومكسيكو والشقة.
Hawa Sasha'aqam.
دنا والشقة.
س كاليفورنيا سشاش.
اوه كاليفورنيا والشقاش. وأحمد يغصو سان فرانسيسكو والشقة.
حوا يغسكن س لوملندا قالم سشبسوش.
ست ودا قالة.
قالم يتصير لوملندا. لوس
لوما ليندا.
أنجلوس يديم.
لوس أنجلوس يديجم.
يديجم.
Nearby.
نتا.
Gura Ogos. I understand. Gura Ogos. عمر.
Sit.
Los Angeles والشقة.
حوا نيو جيرسي سشاش.
ست ودا قالة.
س هاثورن سشاش.
Hawthorne. Sari Hawthorne Sishipsawash. I also lived in Hawthorne. I lived in Boston for 2 years. I lived in Hawthorne for 5 years.
Dacha, right?
What's that?
Dacha.
Dacha. Nta. Pretty. Hawthorne Dacus. Margarita. Wa mezkuwa
حوا سيدرستو نيويورك سشاش.
حلماتش. ويغوري حرا نيويورك.
دا.
نطا. نيويورك حلماتش. New York is interesting. Okay. Zanshawa. Nart. Dena sha'a nart.
Notch. Notch. What was the question again?
I was actually asking Zanshawa where is Nart?
my bad.
You just happen to be also be. I was like, because I'm looking through the screen, I can't see everybody. Who's talking right now? I'm like, did Zanshawa change his microphone?
My bad, sorry.
It's okay. Zanshawa. Miss Alam, Nart, Zreja, the boy that we call Nart, not Nart. Then the Sha'a.
Nart.
Pej. Nart ar nashit sha'ash. Dawwa. Dua.
Oh, should I have said ar?
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, Dua. What was your question, Zanshawa?
Should I have said ar in there somewhere?
You can say either. You could say Nart is a Nalchik, or you can say he is a Nalchik. Whatever you want to play with.
Okay.
Whatever you want to play with. Dua.
Sit.
Sa. Dena. Sa. Sa.
Okay, can you repeat the sentence, the question?
Sure. So I'm asking you, Dena. Sa.
You're asking me where am I, right?
Where am I, Jonty? Where am I? Not you,
okay.
but me. I'm asking you where I am.
Okay. Whoa, boss. Whoa, Chicago. No, wait.
Yeah, Pej. Yeah, you're saying it right.
I was trying to say it, that you live in Chicago, but I guess I didn't do it. I just.
No, you know
you're
what?
in Chicago.
You're
That's all I
overthinking
was
it.
able to say.
No. Listen, you were 90% there, and then like you doubted yourself. You were going great with it. So I gave you a hard question, right? But if you're going to answer me, what you would say is what Chicago was us.
Well, Chicago was us. Got it.
What dua? Then the washa'a.
Okay. So, New Jersey. she'esh.
Aha! Dawab! Sorry, dawab.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So we covered some good ground here today. We're going to leave NART for a minute. I am going to cover a couple of things. I see a question from Tamar. So give me 1 second, Tamar. I'm going to cover a couple of phrases that people really liked on the Saturday class. If we get to the half-hour mark and you want to drop, just drop. Remember, our rule here, the formal class ends at 8:30, but I'm always going to stick around for a few minutes to answer questions, cover some bonus material. But I want to be respectful of all of your time. So if you want to drop, if you have to drop, I will not be at all offended. You are free to drop. I give you permission. And if you want to stick around, I will be thrilled to continue talking to you guys for another couple of minutes. Okay. So this came up on the Saturday class. There's a couple of ways to ask somebody where they're from. Okay. So this all started with somebody said, well, I am here now, but I'm from a different place. So how would I ask somebody where you're from? Okay. So the way you'd ask somebody where you're from, and you can see all of these start with dana, right? Dana, where, right? So if I'm asking you where are you from, I'm going to ask you dana wishish. Now, the verb here is actually shishin. In the infinitive, we would add a final into it, but it's not infinitive. It's like dropping to in front of be for to be. This verb means to belong. So actually, when we meet somebody and we say denushish, what we're really asking them is, where do you belong? It's a very, very deep language if you think about it. And there's actually a lot of ways that you can answer this question. Okay, so if somebody asks me, where are you from? If a Circassian asks me, where are you from? The first thing actually before that they're going to ask me is, what's your name? And if they're from the homeland, they'll say, Chetwitzar. Okay. So I would always answer with my last name first. Sasiyamish Jantish. That's just common fashion. We almost 99% of the time, we're going to start with our last name first. Go ahead.
Oh, Janti, also you can say right?
Yes,
So,
that's where, yes.
That's why the last name is important. You want to show your belonging to the family, right? So the family, the big family, like the clan, I guess. I don't know.
Clan, exactly. Yep, thank you. That's exactly where I was going with it. So you could say, I could say America because I was born in America. I actually would say Syrian because my family is from Syria. But then somebody might ask me, well, where are you from originally? And I would say I'm from smaller Kabardia, right? Islamé, the village of Islamé. And then as Lydia pointed out, or somebody might ask me, I could say I could say I'm Kabardian. Or as Lydia pointed out, you could say I belong to the Yamish clan, right? So there's a lot of ways that you can answer this question, and they're all, in my mind, they're all beautiful. This is how I can never tell you guys how much I love this language, right? So denawashish, where are you from? Where do you belong? And you can belong to your family. You can belong to a region. You can belong to a country of birth. You can belong to your grandfather's ancestral village. You can belong to one of the tribes of the Circassians, right? So there's a lot of ways we can answer this question. Then somebody asked, well, I would like she was I forget where she was born, but her parents are from Turkey and she lives in Germany. And she's like, well, how do I say where I was born? Right. So here, the verb here is hun. Hun. All right. This is why the alphabet is so critical to speaking the language, because I can't approximate that very well using English letters. But hun means to be born. Okay, to be born.
You can
Now-
even make it a smaller part. Means blood, right? So,
Yeah, means blood. Yeah, means blood. Hua means by way of. So you can break it into even smaller parts if you want, right? So now in Circassian, when I ask you something, you're going to see this a lot. I put this little, when I'm asking one person, I put wa in front of the verb. Wa, so I'm asking you, right? This means that an action took place, right? An action took place. You were born. This is an action that took place. Where do you belong? Where are you from? There's no action there. It's a statement. I am from this place. It's like, I am tall. There's no action there. But there was an action that took place for you to be born, right? And so that's where this prefix comes in. For those of you who speak Arabic, this is like qaf, sadaqa, qaf. It's exactly the same letter, qaf, qadr, qaf. Okay, sadaqa, qaf. Then in Circassian, anytime you specify a time or a place, you know, Einstein says that space and time are the same. Our ancestors felt the same way, so I guess we're pretty smart. Anytime you specify a time or a place, you always are going to add a sh in front of this verb. Okay, so where did something happen to you? I haven't finished the question yet, but this what is you, it happened, means it happened at a time or a place. Okay, and this a here is just to be able to easily connect this sh sound and this f sound. It has no, it's not a word root. It's just to connect these two sounds. And then I add to the end of it because it happened in the past tense. None of you are being born right now, right? You were all born in the past tense. Dana, and then I add an ar to it because it shows that it happened at a place. This ar has to be at, if you ask dana, I have to add ar to it. It's almost, it's not quite, but it's almost like saying the. It's a specific place. It's the United States, not just some random United States. So I'm asking, dana where were you born? Where were you born? Okay. Then the difference, you know, so a lot of you, like I'm looking at Inal, just from his last name, I'm guessing the place where he is not the place he was born, right? So some of you may, or like Ahmed, he was born in a place, he is in a place, he belongs to a place and a nation, but where did he grow up? So if you want to ask, where did you grow up? So again, we see this, right? So something happened to you, you experienced the process of growing up, that's what happened to you, okay? And then here, it happened at a time or a place, right? This is just another vowel that connects this to the thing that comes after it. And the verb root here is khun. Khun means to exist, right? So in a way, what I'm asking here is, where did you exist, right? Now, it's a little bit different. I'm breaking it down to its basic roots. But what we say here is, Dana where did you grow up? Okay. So when you meet people, Sitwitsar, Khatwitsar, both are correct. Dana wishish, where are you from? Who do you belong to? Dana where were you born? Dana where did you grow up? Where were you raised? Actually, where did you grow up? Where were you raised would be slightly different. Okay. And then the last thing that somebody asked, I think 2 lessons ago, I think she's in this class. I'm not sure if she's still with us, but she said, how do you say, I'm sorry? Right. And I think she made the joke. She wrote me an email. I think she made a joke like, do Circassians even say they're sorry? And we do, but we don't. and I'll tell you why. So to say I'm sorry, what you would say is this. Okay, so now the action is happening. I haven't told you what the action is yet, but it's happening. But it's happening to me. Remember how we said sa is me? Well, that little sa, you see it here. It's happening to me now. Okay. Hua means do it on my behalf. So a lot of you may have heard an elder say, Salam swekij. Salam swekij. Pass along my salam. Pass along my regards. Okay. I'll read you a book, right? Hua means you're doing it on behalf of somebody else. Gharun means to injure, right? It's like something bad has happened. So when we put this all together, what we're kind of saying is, I'm commanding you to forgive me. I'm commanding you to forgive me. It would best be translated as pardon me, right? I'm sorry, excuse me. So you bump into somebody, you cough unexpectedly during a excuse me, I'm sorry, pardon me. My children are fighting, one breaks the other one's toy by accident. It was an accident. So these are, again, things that came up in the Saturday class that people found interesting. In fact, I think we then spent like another 45 minutes just talking about this topic, which we're not going to do tonight because I don't have 45 minutes. But just wanted to share that, guys. Share that with you guys.
Circassians are tough people, yeah. Wow. You dissected really well. I command you to pardon me.
Lydia, I have to imagine it must be interesting for you as a native speaker, because I am not a native speaker. It must be interesting for you to watch me dissect the language and process it back, where, like, if somebody did this to me in English, I'd be like I remember somebody, my wife, she once said, why do you say you're going over someone's house? This is the house. You're not going over it. Are you jumping so high that you go over the house? No, so
I actually really like it. I like it that you are showing like the true, like, I don't know how to explain it, the true heart of our language, it's fascinating, because when I was learning it, I didn't, of course, think about all of that, and nobody explained it to me, we just learned it. And, to think it that way, and you did a great job here. I mean, I'm just blown away.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just very philosophical, I just want to understand, how our ancestors fought, the sort of all those ways of thinking and existing. I don't know.
Yeah, it is interesting. The etymology is very interesting. Any questions, comments, things before we officially wrap up the class, guys?
I have a question, actually.
Go ahead.
What was when you said pass by my hello? It's salam.
Squeakij. So here, I'll write it for you. What I got it. Okay.
Thank you. And then one more question as well, please. How do you say I love you?
How long do you want me to spend on this one?
Okay, well, next class then.
No, this is great. This is great. Somebody in the What's Up audio group actually dropped something where there was a famous Russian-born Circassian composer who talked about this for a while. It's not going to take 10 minutes. So I'll tell you how to say it, and then I'll tell you what it means.
Okay.
You can bring up the movie that everyone watched. Remember? What's the name of the movie? I'm blanking out with the blue people.
Avatar?
Avatar, that's right. You remember that phrase?
Yeah. They say it how I see you. Whoops.
Nard, did you hear that? Did you watch Avatar?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So do you remember what's the phrase? The key phrase. I can see you well, right? Is that?
Yes, I see you well.
I see you well, or something like that. I see you well.
I tell you, switching between keyboards is not. I'm trying to type as fast as I can.
That's why Circassians, there was a buzz after they watched that movie. They're like, oh, this is how we say I love you. It must be something there.
He used Avatar?
Just like an avatar. So in Avatar, they say, I see you well.
Okay.
To say I love you in the movie Avatar, like Lydia is saying.
Yeah.
And we say almost exactly the same thing in Circassian.
Really?
Sa, wa, I, you, wa, well, wuzoshao. I see you well.
You're gonna hear it one time. So hard.
Yeah. Berzej, you have a question?
Just a comment, maybe you could bring this up as well, it's brief, but psatuch and kashan as well have some very good root meanings.
Yeah, so you're not, the women in the room are not going to like the meaning of kashan. But psatuch means, well, there's some discussion over the etymology here, because psachan means to talk. Psa means soul. Now, I personally think that psachan is the blood of the soul, is to talk, because psa means blood, psachan. And there's a lot of old Circassian literature that talks about how Circassians take what is in their heart and they use the soul to carry it up to their brain, and then they use their brain to make sounds to come out and to talk to other people. And that's how we are connected as human beings. Okay. And there is some etymology there, because chapsa can mean a connection. Chapsa can mean like a chain that connects you, not a physical chain, but also a chapsa is a Circassian word that would best be translated to homestead. And chapsa is like the house your grandfather built and died and was buried in, and you were born in and married in, and forever and ever and ever, and now it's from Russia, so he's smiling, he knows what I'm thinking about here. Forever and ever and ever, this is a house, if you're from the Middle East, Beit Yemush, right? So the house of Yemush, Beit Yemush, right? So it would be like that. So psachach means somebody that your soul is talking to. It is often used as somebody who's like we don't have a concept of girlfriend or boyfriend historically. I mean, obviously now you would say, my boy, my girl. But historically, there was basically courtship and then marriage, right? So somebody that you were really considering courtship with would be your psachach, all right? Now, if you're a guy, your fiance, the person that you were going to marry, is your kashan. And the reason the girls may not like this is kashan means the one you are bringing. So it's almost like you own it, you are bringing it. You are bringing her, right? So kashan literally means the one you are bringing.
Yeah, you own it. You bring it into your, I don't know, home to make a home. I don't know. You don't have to think about.
No, but the
meaning too. Yeah.
Yeah, you're bringing.
You're bringing it. You're bringing it. But the word root there, Lydia, is shan, and shan means to buy. Now in Turkey,
means to buy? I don't know.
qasakwan, shan qasakwan, to buy and sell. Shan qasakwan. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, to sell, not to buy, to sell.
Oh, that's even worse.
So I'm just being honest, guys. Don't kill the messenger. And there was something else I was going to say there. Oh, it is sometimes common. I especially see this in Turkey, and it nothing against Turkey. I don't see this in the Middle East. Girls will refer to their boyfriends or fiancés as their ashan. And it's like, I don't know, it doesn't strike me the right way. It's like calling something big, something small, something left, something right. It feels very strange to me personally, but.
So I have a question. So when the fiance or the girls would upset the Adiga men, they would sell them?
No. There was no concept of forced marriage or buying or selling or any of these things. Historically, we never had any of that. Inal, George, see you again next time. Inal, you have a question.
The word that you mentioned that means to buy or to sell, could it also mean to take?
Ashtan, so Ashan is the girl. Ashchun is to buy. Ashtan is to take.
To take.
Right.
Because there's an old tradition that I've heard of in Caucasus where it used to be the case where if you were going to marry someone, especially if you're the guy, you're going to marry the girl, you would steal the girl and go away with her. So to take her kind of makes sense in that context.
Yeah.
Can't wait to bring that back to Jersey.
I stole my first wife.
It's like eloping, though, isn't it?
It's like eloping, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're
With
doing
her
it against
permission.
the family's wishes. Yeah,
But it was against the
girl's
family's.
permission,
But it was against the
family's.
family's. Yeah, it was against the family's wishes.
Oh, you must be a braj. You know those.
I am a braj.
A braj. Especially going back to the guys who had, for some reason, to abandon villages, their community because they've done something bad.
I actually come from a long line of a breg.
Okay.
So I forget if I said this in a Saturday class or a weekday class. The name that I chose for the dog is abreg, but it can also be pronounced abrej or abrech, okay? And throughout all of the Caucasus, it has very minor different meanings. So the further west you go, if you go to Abkhazia, if you go to Adygea, it means freedom fighter. If you are in Eastern Circassia and other parts of the Caucasus, this word is not unique to us. Russians have this word too. All the Caucasian people have this word in their language. It means bandito, like a bad dude, bad hombre, like somebody who's going to come and steal your livestock in the middle of the night. Abrej, abreg. And good or bad, I actually happen to come from a long line of abrej. Any other questions, guys?
That's why you had to relocate to the United States, to Chicago.
That's the fifth stop.
Abrej.
Abreg. All right, guys, let's leave it there then. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Reminder, there's no class on Monday, but please do show up on Wednesday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Within show.
Within show.